in the third part of the demo, we discuss the clinic end. So the clinics might have certain data that they might want to share after removing all the PII information. Now these information could be patient records in CSV files, or this could be X-ray images, or this could be checks or other PDF documents. In the IBM INfosphere Optim data privacy software that we have proposed as part of the solution, we can mask both unstructured as well as structured data consistently, and there are more than 65 unstructured data file formats like PDF, Word, images, flat files, etc. is supported. Let's take a quick look at this scenario. So the very first thing is, let me go into the into the environment. So you can think of as this as a clinic environment, and there is a small software which is installed on the clinic desktop. So this is a desktop based software. The reason we have proposed this is it does not need any kind of external connectivity. It is a very small footprint, and it can be installed on a desktop machine or a PC. So here is the UI for this. Now the way it works is we have set of rules that we apply on the data asset. So let's take an X-ray here. Let me just show you the X-ray. So the X-ray has X-ray has this kind of information, like for example there's a patient name, date of birth, and a gender, and this is something that the clinic might want to actually redact before passing it off to a data consumer. So here what we can do is we can set up the various kinds of rules. The rules are fairly simple to create, and I have created a simple rule for an X-ray. So basically identify those parts where there is the PII information, and then redact with certain characters. So I can set this rule here, and then I can go and build with a certain module. So now I need to provide some input. Now in case of a clinic, maybe they have a folder with lots and lots of X-rays which they want to anonymize, or so they can use we can use a script which can recursively look at all these folders and anonymize that. But in this case I'm not going to do that. I will just use a single file which is this X-ray, and then I can generate a batch script, but in this case I'm not. I just want to run this particular file. Now there are various kinds of modules. So you can see there is a flat file module, there is a DB2, Mongo, Oracle, SQL Server, various kinds of databases, but in this case it's a JPEG image, so I'll use this image module. So what this will do is this will read up the X-ray image, it will identify the place where PII information is, and it will redact that information. So let's see this action. I'll go and set and run. It just goes and runs it, and it creates this particular file umxray.jpg, which will have redacted information. So I can go ahead and now open the X-ray file, and I can see that the patient name, date of birth, and all are redacted. The same technique can be applied for other kinds of sources. So for example, if I have information like a PDF document here. So this PDF document, you can see has a lot of PII information here, while it uses a standard template, but a lot of this information is actually a PII information with the name of the customer, with certain address and so on. We might want not to actually replace redacted, but replace it with similar information. So what we can do is we can again run the same thing, but then with a different set of rules. So here it's a PDF, so I can use a PDF rule, and then use so here is a PDF rule. I can set the PDF rule, and then I can go and use this PDF file. So let's say I use a COI file, and then instead of I can say this is an output redacted output anonymize accord COI file, right? And then instead of image, I now have to use a PDF, right? So basically I've set the rule, I've chosen this, I just can go ahead and run this. So what will happen is we'll go and run, and it will create an output file here, the name of which we just gave. So I can now open the file, and I can see that the format is exactly preserved. However, you see that instead of the original file had someone called Bogart with some address, and then instead of that we have like a dummy address with Ferguson and so on. So basically we saw two different cases. One could be PDF, invoice, and other kinds of information, or the other is the image that can be image of an X-ray, and we can remove this anonymized character. This concludes the third demo, which is at the clinic site. Thank you.